you in any kind of like a financial crunch, or is this just purely, we've got 20 team, 2 million revenue, not enough margin in it, business model has got to change, or is there some other extenuating catalyst pushing it through?
No, it was more about taking back control over our journey and our purpose and what we were trying to do, and to make it fun again.
That's cool, man.
Everyone.
That's
involved.
cool. I know a lot of people that won't make that. I know a lot of people right now in my head that should make that move, and don't make that move. There's some courage in that.
And you've got to do it with all the humanity and respect and all those other sorts of things that are required of an individual who's taken responsibility for those people. You've still got to take responsibility for them on the way out as well as the way in.
And what did that do? What did that do to money and time? That move.
Profit quadrupled in the next 6 months. Time, because I'm very good at what I do. I don't blow my own trumpet, but I've got a lot of experience in it. I'm good at strategy. I'm good at planning. I'm good at research. We were able to deliver stuff a lot quicker for a lot more remuneration.
You could pay,
because that was the height. That was the more profitable part of us anyway.
The same amount of time you were putting into management, you could put into strategy and make 4 times as much.
Exactly. This is really, this might sound a little bit mystical or whatever, the universe aligning to things, but we had not even communicated to the market that we'd made this change, but we'd made the decision that we were going to focus on strategy. And I kid you not, from the day we started the new operation, once a week for the next 4 weeks, we had past strategic clients ring and engage us for a new project without them even knowing that we'd gone back to that particular model. So we hit our rejigged 6-month target in 6 weeks, tripled the revenue, tripled the profit. At times I was sort of like, I'd get off the call and I'd say to Nicole, I can't believe it. We just had a call from somebody I haven't spoken to for 4 years who's just given us this big strategic research project to do, and away it went. And then that led to the conversation with my mentor. So the next thing I did is, okay, so now we're at this point. How do we grow? How do we scale this? How do we scale this core service of strategy and advice? And that's when I then engaged my own mentor, who was a friend of mine who ran a very successful business. I was talking to him we talked about all sorts of things. Do we bring on some investors? Do we scale, get some investment money?
Engaged,
bring on, did you get some scale that way? No.
Oh, right.
I engaged
just
with
as a mate.
I said to him, hey, can I ask you to mentor me? And he said, sure, I'm happy to mentor you. And the one rule was, as I said to him, I'm not asking you to invest in the business, because he does invest in businesses. I said, I just want to ask your advice. So if I do go and ask investors, I'm not asking you. So I made it clear up front. I wasn't trying to use this as a way of convincing him to put money into the business.
Did he end up putting money into the business?
No. But I did take him to lunch to say thank you for the really great question of what about mature age people, because this thing wouldn't exist without that day in, I think, January 2016, where he said, what about mature age people? I remember it very clearly. I went down to visit him down the Mornington Peninsula. I was sitting, we had a cup of coffee on the deck of his house. I was sitting there, I had my notepad with me, and he asked that question. And I circled it and wrote it in my notebook. And that was the day that Silver and Wise was born, if you like, because from that led to my research, led to the conversations with the Human Rights Commission, led to the mission, and as I say to him, you're to blame. So, he's a good guy, and he says, but you did it all. I said, but you kind of helped me start on the pathway, which was
it's funny because it's the work in doing it, but if that work is being applied in the wrong direction, so sometimes that little bit of guidance from someone that can see the bigger picture can just make all that energy and effort worth it. I have the same thing. I have a lot of people say, couldn't have done it without Dent. And my response is, man, you did all the work. But there is a little bit of that.
Yeah.
They did all the work, or you do all the work, but if you're doing all the work in the wrong direction.
You can run. And, the alignment then comes because then if you've got a really strong purpose or a strong mission, and I just literally started talking about it. That was the other thing that sort of happened. After that, and I found out this information, I just started writing articles on my LinkedIn page.